Also joining us on the show. Good afternoon, Shehzad. Thank you for speaking with us. Vanity project. That's what the Congress party terms the Central Vista project.
No, this is only hypocrisy at its highest. The same person who's calling it a vanity project had once batted, and the statement I have attached from the Hindu newspaper, where Jairam Ramesh said that we badly need a new parliament building. This one isn't functional and is outdated. This was in 2010, 11, 12. So at that time it was priority, and today it is vanity because the Congress can't have commission by giving out the project. The same Meera Kumarji, who was the UPA era speaker, had approved the project. There are documents to that effect. Her office had sent the documents to process it and to get this entire project started. And at that time it was priority. Today it is vanity. And naming 400 institutions after one family, setting aside real estate worth thousands of crores for that one family's memorials, isn't a colossal waste, but a parliament building which has been termed essential by the courts. Petitioners have been sent back home with a fine in a situation where the courts have upheld this, and it is going to save thousands of crores of public exchequer money because of the rent that we are paying currently. That will stop. Now that is a colossal project, a colossal waste. So this shows...
Shehzad, the legality of it, there were certain environmental concerns that were raised, the questions were raised, I remember, before the Supreme Court, that proper procedure was not followed, there were certain permissions that should have been taken. All those arguments were not entertained. Legally, there is no problem as far as the Central Vista project is concerned. It's a go-ahead. No procedural impropriety has been raised even by the opposition parties. This entire argument that, you could have spent the money here and not at the Central Vista project is essentially a political argument. And I'm sure in the run-up to 2024, these kind of arguments would once again be reiterated. If it's not a vanity project, how is the government justified in the expenditure it's doing on this project?
First of all, Hardeep Puriji had come out and done an elaborate press conference where he said that the figures being bandied about by the Congress are absolutely incorrect. The phase in which we are spending the money, currently, if you see the kind of offices of the central government that are not housed in a particular secretariat and it has to be rented, etc., or is outside the area currently, that leads to more traffic, it leads to more expenditure on rent, and that itself is a huge cost we incur. So therefore, in the medium and long term, this is a project that is essential, both from security point of view and from the point of view of saving costs. Secondly, how is it that in 2010, the current parliament building was dangerous, and today it is not? This was a recommendation by the previous government. Thirdly, the fact of the matter is that sometime in the future, delimitation exercise will all likelihood be carried out in some time in the future. And at that time, more MPs will have to be housed. The current house does not allow more than 400 odd MPs to be seated in the Lok Sabha, 450 if I'm correct, and the other house also. So how is it that we are not looking forward now? So these are the specifications because of which the court itself rejected all these extracurricular claims. The only point is that the Congress party, it supports something when it is in power. When it goes out of power, just for sheer hypocritical politics, be it GST, be it the new Central Vista or the Parliament.
But Shehzad, there's another question, and my last question to you, that comes from the Congress party and is often asked, that you disagree with them on most of the points, then why is the BJP implementing the Congress ideas?
It's not a Congress idea. It's not a BJP idea. GST was an idea whose time had come.
I'm talking about the Central Vista. Yeah.
I'm giving you examples. These are not ideas of one party. These are ideas that are in national interest. The Congress party came up with ideas on paper, but never had the gumption or the political will or the wherewithal in Manmohan Singh to get them implemented. So what is in national interest? How come they supported it when they were in power and today they oppose it when they're out of power? The question should be to them, Anusha, and I hope Jairam Ramesh comes on the line and please ask him how was the national interest in 2010 and how is it against your interest in 2023?
Well, we're trying to get a reaction from the Congress party as well, but Shehzad, thank you for joining us on the broadcast and answering all those questions. Let me quickly check if my colleague Pallavi is still with us on the broadcast. Let me quickly take in a word from her as well. But that's the story emerging so far. This is a political narrative that we have seen earlier as well around the Central Vista project, that it's a vanity project. We don't need this project. The manner in which money is being spent is not really needed. But clearly, the government believes this is the project of the future and a country like India must have a parliament of the future. Manojit Mandal of the